Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon. A warm welcome to you, gentlemen, in our first presentation in this course, Meng428. Let me briefly introduce myself and my teammates. My name is Saeed Asiri and my teammate Faris and Yazid, and we are from Bule Team. Next. Today, we are going to impress you guys with our 6 points that you are going to see it today. First point, we're going to get to know our project. Then we are going to show you the definition of the project and what are the deliverables. In the third point, we are going to present the importance of the project and the problem. In the fourth point, we have the comparison between project and operations. And before the last is the strategy planning, and the last we have the conclusion. Next. Okay, about the project. Our project called Snake Blocker. From the name of the project, you are gonna know that we are going to focus on snakes. A snake blocker is a device that produces a vibration signals in the ground. This vibration signal will make noises to the snake, and the snake will run away. The snake blocker will hanging in the shoes, especially shoes which called mountain shoes. And the snake blocker has the ability to increase and decrease the length. So if we increase the length, that means the snake blocker will go deeper in the ground, as well as when we decrease the length. On the other side, the snake blocker is made for specific people. We are talking about the people who are living in the farms, or they like to go to the desert or farm, or even they are close to the snake environment. The time duration for the project starts from today until we finish this course. Our goal is very clear, which is to protect the human from snakes and nothing else. Next, please. The 3 dimensions of our project. When we got the idea of the snake, we had only 1 dimension, which is before getting attacked. But we found that what if the snake blocker broke or didn't work well? So we came with an idea, which is the 2nd dimension. After getting attacked, we are going to create something that absorbs the poison blood by using a small mortar and cup, and also small knife to absorb the poison blood. And the 3rd dimension is the snake blocker send message, including the location of the person to the nearest emergency center. Next. Okay. In the future, the method that we will use for implementation the project is what we are going to learn from this course. Next. Okay. After we finished from the snake blocker, I would like to discuss about the project. We all heard about a word project in everywhere and every time, but do we know what is the project? The project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or service or result. Let us focus now on the words temporary and unique. Temporary mean that has the start time and end time. Project is not forever. Then we have unique. Any system any system that the outcome is repeated is not a project. So the project should has a unique outcome. These the 2 conditions of the project, which are the temporary and unique. Then we have the 3 outcomes from the project, which are product, service, or result. Product like building built, service like delivery application, result like population aesthetics. Next. What are the deliverables? Deliverables is delivering part of project to the client in a period of time. And these deliverables represent the final project. Like if we're building the bridge and we finish from the main body, we can deliver to the client, and that's called deliverables. That's all. I think my time is now up. I would like to thank you for your time, and I will leave my mic to my friend.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm Faris Abdullah Ghamdi, member one in Blue Team. Today, inshallah, I will discuss about three things. Why the project management is important, where is the problem, and project against operation. First, I think the importance of project management is very important for us. And if we do the project professionally, you get, I think, four reasons, sorry, for this. One, it gives us an interact project. And two, you will give also the professional project. Three, you'll get saving life and high quality. If you do the project professional, you will get this four results. For example, about saving lives. If you build the building not professionally, just like do this project not professional, just work like this, maybe it is dangerous and risk for these people in this build. And let's go to the next slide. Risks of not paying attention to project management. Studies have shown that failure to manage project as a great risk due to absence of professional project management. The first result in 2014, Syntefact lost exceeding 100 billion. And the second in 2014, a project that exceed budget by 43%. These two reasons, sorry, it's happened in 2014. Why? I think because the project is not professional. If you do the project professional, you will not do like this result in this year. Next slide. And this golden wisdom, I think it's very important and very nice. Projects do not fail, but people do. I think also projects it do not fail. Project is every time it's excellent, but people he make this project fail. I think that. Next slide. Where is the problem? The problem is the most project management continue in the same way. If you continue do your project the same way, you'll get the same result. You must have opinion and you must have intelligence about your project to get the professional project. Not do every project the same way, you get also the same result, because that you need a change. You need a change about your think about your our project to be professional. And let's talk about certificate about PMP. PMP was established in 1969 and is distributed between 174 countries. Next slide. And this number 1 million had a certificate PMP. I think this certificate is very important. Any engineer or I think he must get this certificate. Next slide. And now let's talk about a project against operation. I think first we talk about similarity about project and operation, and then we go the difference about between them. The similarity, both performed by human, both performed by human in project and operation. And the second, both restricted by limited resources. This is the similarity about project and operation. And the difference, the process always continue and repeat it. The process always continue and repeat it. But the project is limited and temporary. And also it's unique. The project is unique, not like operation. And let's remove to my teammate Yazid. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Faris. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم. My name is Saeed Asiri. I'm going to talk about project and strategic planning. First, let's identify what is a vision. Vision is an imagination of a certain situation in a certain point. For example, you have Vision 2030. It's an imagination of what will be the situation of Saudi Arabia in 2030. Under the vision, there are portfolios that we have to deal with it. There are industries, there are education, there are employment, tourism. Let's take industries as an example. Under this portfolio, there are programs that manage the way that we're going to deal with this portfolio. For example, we have NIDLIP, we have the Mediterranean Industry Program. Under these programs, there are projects that help us achieve what we have put in the program, or what we have, the numbers we have put in the program. For example, we have Spark, we have the biggest industry city in the world, in Riyadh. We have the Sami company. These projects at the end will finally help us to achieve the imagination we got in the first place in the vision. Next, we have the data and information flow. We have first the project charter. From the project charter, we have the project management plan. From the project management plan, we have the project work management. From the project work management, you have the project knowledge management, project monitoring and control, control of purchases. Under the project monitoring and control, they are monitor the risk, manage the communication, and manage the team. The difference between manage the team and manage the communication, and the team, it's a very close team that you work with. But manage with the communication is with all the stakeholders. We got also the set full control and set full control for the project. We're gonna control the quality. Finally, we get the check the range. After that, we can close the stage or the project. We'll go back to my colleague Faris. Faris.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Also, I'm Faris alghamdi, member one in this team. Today, inshallah, I will discuss about our project charter and stakeholder. First, I'd like to introduce about team members, Samir and Yazid and me. Next slide. Today, we'll discuss about three things. It's first, project charter. Second, stakeholder registers. Third, three stakeholder grades. Next. Project charter. Project charter is very important about our project. And this the first step what we do in professional project. Project charter, it's very important if we do the project professionally. And first, let's talk about project purpose. You must specific about your project. Why you do this project? It's important or not? And second, objective and related success criteria. What are our goals? Why you do this project to get success criteria? Third, high level requirement. You must do project charter high level, not low. Project charter, you must do everything high to get a project professional. And fourth, high level project distribution boundaries and key deliverables. Fourth, overall project risk. Sixth, summary schedule and prepared resources, key stakeholder list, and project approval requirement. You must your manager or your you must have approval for this project to do or not about project charter, and project exit criteria, and name and of your sponsor or your supervisor about this project. Thank you for listening, and let's go to my teammate Yazid.
Thank you again. In this slide, I'm going to talk about the developing of project charter. We have inputs. We use tools and technique use. Then they get the outputs, which is project charter and the submission log. In the inputs, we have business documents. Under the business documents, there are business case and benefits management plan. Second, with of the inputs, we have agreements. Third, we have enterprise environmental factors. Fourth, we have organizational process assess. The tools and technique use we're going to use is first expert judgment. Second, data gathering. There are two ways to gather data. First is brainstorming. Second, focus groups. Third is interviews. The third tool is interpersonal and team skills. Under this tool, there are conflict management, there are facilitation, and meeting management. The final tool is meeting. And we got the outputs we talked about, the project charter and the submission log. The outputs in this slide are the inputs in this slide. Are the inputs in this slide. Project charter is an input for the develop project management plan, close project interface, plan scope management, collect requirements, define scope. All these plan schedule management, plan cost management, plan quality management, plan risk resource management, plan communication management, plan risk management, plan assessment management, identify stakeholders, plan stakeholder engagement. All the point 1, including point 4.2, 4.7, 5.2, 5.3, and 13.2. And the submission log is an input for just one thing, which is project documents. This is the timeline for the whole process. We have two inner effects, two outer effects, which is the project business case, which is the business needs situation analysis, which is the situation in the market, out in the market. The second, project benefits management plan. It's the value of the product or the service that the owner will get, whether it's a company or the government. What is the value that will be added? For the inner effects of the project management plan and the project charter. We have talked about the project charter. Now we'll go to my teammate, Samir.
Hello. It's not a problem. Hello, everyone, again. Now I will explain the example about our project. But here in presentation, I will explain you in general about example about project charter, what we do this in our project. First, it's needs. You must know what you focus about your project charter. What your project, what focus about it to do this. And second, the need of the work. Why you need this project? Why you do this project? You must know this. It's very important. And third, like example, goal. What your result about your project? Everything in this case you have know about it. For example, scope of the project. You must know what inside in this project and what outside in this project. And budget summary about your money in this project. You have put it in details in Excel, what you have and what you don't have, and what you need and what you don't need about your money. And project output, for example, what your output of this project. What is your put it in the people, and you what you needed. And project limitation also. Any point in this example, you must know about it. And for example, knowledge primary risk, what is dangerous for this project, and what is risk about if you do this project, or you don't have the risk of this. And and the last thing, charter approvals. You must have approval about the project manager and project sponsor and expert in related topics, and main supplier. This example, what we do in our project, everything you must know in this project, but I explain new in general about it. Thank you for listening. Let's go now in Samir. Thank you.
Thank you, friends. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. This is me again, Samir. Today, I'm going to talk about the stakeholders. In every project in the world, it should have stakeholders. And the definition of the stakeholders are those who are affected and influence the project. For example, we have the owner and the customers, and also we have the suppliers, and also we have the government, and so on. All of those are stakeholders. In the BMI organization, they depend that every project process, it should have input and output, and how we can get the output. We should have the tools and the techniques to help us to get the result. Here in the left box, we have the inputs. There's 7 inputs for the stakeholders, which are the project charter and business documents, and the project management plan, the project documents, and so on. For the tools and techniques, we have the expert judgment, data gathering, data analysis, and data representation, and also the meetings. For the outputs, we have 4 outputs, which are the stakeholder registers, which we will do it in this presentation. And second, we have the change requests, and so on. Let's go next. Okay. In this flowchart, all the inputs and the tools, techniques, and the outputs are the same of the previous slides, but they make, but the BMI organization, they make this flowchart to make it easy to understand. As we see in the left-hand side of the blue box, we have the 4.1, which is the develop project charter. That this point that my friends talk about it in a few minutes. And also we have project management plan, all the inputs on the left-hand side, and the blue box will be the tools and techniques that we will use it to get the outputs, which the right-hand side, that the outputs of the stakeholders. Next, please. Okay, definition of terms. For the stakeholders, we should know how much the power, interest, influence, and the impact they have. For the first term is the power, which is the level of authority that the stakeholders has. And the second term is the interest, the level of concern about the project outcomes. And the third, we have the influence. How much influence do they have over the project? And last is the impact. How much does the stakeholders project impact them? Next, yes, okay. Stakeholder registers. It's a table, has the 3 parts, which are the identification information, and the assessment information, and also the stakeholders classification. As we see here, and the first column from the left, we have the stakeholders, which are in our project, which are the owner, and represented Dr. Saeed, and the employees represented Samir Abdulaziz, and the government represented King Abdulaziz University. All the information about the owners, about the stakeholders, sorry, in the second column. And after that, we have the power and the interest and the impact and the influence for the stakeholders. For example, the owner has the higher power because he can make any decision about the project. And also for the employees, they have less than the owner because they are work in the project and they don't have the power that has the owner. These all values, we put it from our mind, and that's all about this project. Sorry, we have also here in the right hand side, what is the importance for the stakeholders. Here we put the importance for the stakeholders, for example, like the owner using the BMB process for the project. And also we have for the next column after the how could the stakeholders contribute to the project. Sorry guys for this contributing. Now we will continue discussing about the stakeholders register. As I said before, we have the three parts in the stakeholders. The information for the identification for information for the stakeholders and assessment information and the stakeholders classification. All these values, as you see here, we put it from our mind. And for the column number 7, which is what is the important for stakeholders, we have the, for example, use the BMB process for the project, and the second column we have how could the stakeholders contribute to the project. For example, the employees follow the planning of the project. And the next column, which is how could the stakeholders block the project. Like, for example, like the owner, he can reject the work. And the last column, which is about the strategy for engaging the stakeholders, we have the, for example, the government updating them with the information. So what we will do next, which is taking these values of the for the column of for the columns power, interest, and impact and influence, and creating a relation between them. We will see it next, please. Okay, here we have the relation between the power and interest. As you see here in the right-hand side, the power for the owner is 95, and the interest is also 95. So before we talk about this number, we will divide the chart into 4 quarters. First one, which is managed closely. Second one, keep satisfied. Third one, keep informed. And the last one, monitor. Minimum effort. So we have the owner, which has 95 in power and 95 in interest. So he will be in the first quarter, which is managed closely. Managed closely, that means keep them informed in everything, in any updates that happen in your project, because they have the higher power and the higher interest. Keep satisfied. We have here the employees. They are in second quarter, which is keep satisfied, because they have higher power, but lower. Sorry, not the employees, the government. Sorry for that. The government has the higher power and lower interest. For the keep informed, we have the employees, which they have the higher interest, of course, for the project, because they work there, and lower power because they can't do any decision about the project until they go back to their managers. Next, please. Let's see the next relation we have, which is the power and the influence. Here, for the owner, we have 95% for the power, and 95 also for the influence for the owner. So he will be also in the first quarter, which is the managed closely. For the employees, they has 45% for the power and 95% for the influence. So they will be in the keep informed. And for the last, the government, they have 60% for the power and 30% influence. So they will be in a keep satisfied. Okay, next, please. Okay. Here, as we see, the relation between the impact and the influence. We can see from the table on the right-hand side, we have the owner and the employees. They all have the 95% in impact, 95% in impact, and also 95, 59, 95, 59, yeah, not 95% in the influence, sorry. 95 in influence. So they all will be in the first quarter, which is the high. They have high impact and also high influence. But if you look at the government, we will see that the government they will be in the fourth quarter because the impact is 45 and the influence 30. But we should keep them informed because the monitor maybe in any decision maybe they can go to the first quarter or the second quarter, which are the managed closely, and also they can go to the key justified. Next, please. Okay, I think now it's our time is finished. Okay, I would like to thank you all for this opportunity for us to give you this presentation. I would like to briefly summarize what we did. First, we talk about our project as a Bule Team. Then we go to define the project, and also we talked about what are the project and what are the strategy and the BMI. And also in this presentation we talk about the project charter and talk about project charter, and also we present the stakeholders. Thank you for listening and appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank you.